we've got Barnsey from Primitive joining us from Victoria. Yeah. And we've got Quinny from Primitive joining us from America. Yeah.
7 in the morning.
Yeah, wow. Jeez, well, thanks for joining us, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm on the beers at the time, mate. Cool. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. I guess my first question is 2016. Primitive kind of kicks off. What prompted the band to first begin?
Well, I think I'll take that one because Quinny joined. What year did you join, Quinny? 2019, 18?
COVID.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, myself, Frank, and Tim and Frank, we all played in bands in high school. We went to the same high school as Quinny, but Quinny was a year level below us. So we had to wait till he finished high school before he was cool enough to join the band. But but yeah, we played in bands all through high school and out of high school as well. And then we stopped for a few years, probably a bit of sex, drugs, and rock and roll maybe, and then we sort of just. It was just kind of like that cliche thing where we should get the band back together, man. So that's what happened.
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh, good. And so how were the early shows? Like, when you first started out, like there's metal gigs going on in Melbourne, I'm guessing, yeah.
Oh yeah, there were plenty of gigs. Like Melbourne's such a great music city. There's just always something going on. You could go down to Collingwood, Brunswick, Fitzroy now and find a live artist if you really wanted to, So yeah, no, it was good, man. It was good. It was such a high standard as well. We found, like, I still think that, even though we've supported a lot of international bands, like a lot of the best musicians I've seen have just been guys that live down the road. Like there's the standard of player or musician in Melbourne is so high, which is great. It keeps you honest.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I was going to talk support. So you guys have played with, like, the Cavalieras and Origins, some pretty massive bands. It must have been good to get, like, a bigger audience through that kind of thing, yeah?
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Like, it exposed us to a bigger audience, and it was also just cool to see how those legends did it, just how they went about it. It was like going to school.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And then we jump forward a bit. So July 14th, the With Rats and Snakes video came out. It looks like you guys are in a forest or something. Whereabouts did you film that?
You want to take that one, Quiddy? Or?
It's in Warburton. Spent the entire day down there. Definitely without permits and everything like that, which is always nice and fun. But yeah, down in the Redwoods in Warburton was such a cool little spot. We'd all known about it for quite a while, and it was always on the cards, and it just kind of worked out perfectly one morning, and yeah, it's turned out great. Yeah. Shout out Nick Vidlar, did an incredible job of the video.
Yeah, it's cool. I like all the the pyrotechnics, if you want to call it that. That looks really cool.
Yeah. Hey, for legal reasons, there were no pyrotechnics. Okay, no pyrotechnics.
Gotcha, mate. All right. No worries. I read that this upcoming EP, you guys were consciously trying to expand on your previous releases. Well, what specifically were you trying to change, do you think, from the stuff that came out before?
I don't know if there was whether it was about changing, but I guess we just wanted to make sure that we weren't putting out the same thing. It was more just about evolving than anything, and I really think that we achieved that. I really think that if you look at the first EP, which I'm still proud of, I really think that we've evolved massively. The songwriting's got better. We're just all round better. I think.
No,
I think
cool.
We knew what we were going after this time as well, whereas last time it was a little bit like feeling our way around the dark. This time we'd sort of beat around the traps a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah. And the addition of Quinny as well, which has been a massive addition for us. Like Quinny's had a heap of experience. He was probably more experienced in being in a recording and touring musician than any of us were. So it's been great,
Yeah, nice. So who'd you play with before Quinny, before you were with these guys?
I played in a bunch of hardcore bands. My old band, we were called Aggressor. We just did a bunch of sort of local touring and things like that. Did that for a few years. And then a couple other bands just beforehand jump in, assist on shows here and there. But I've been doing it since I was sort of 21, 22 years old. So sort of very used to it. But just to go back on your question, I think the biggest thing with this new release is just maturity. I came into, seeing these guys as a fan, even still to this day, to be completely honest, I'm still a fan of these guys. And I think the biggest thing is just maturity. It's different, but it's not. But you'll sort of see where we've really found our little spot where we belong.
Yeah, cool. No, nice one, man. And actually, when you came in, were these songs already there, or were you kind of jamming stuff out and figuring out some
I think
stuff?
we had, correct me if I'm wrong, Barnes, I think we had 1 or 2 songs done.
I think we had
when
one.
I joined,
We had
one and a half.
One finished song. So maybe one finished song and a few ideas. That'll be about it. But no, Quinny was basically there for the writing of the whole record. So
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's
So,
his record.
yeah. So what's the writing process like? Are you just bringing riffs together, or someone sort of got the bones of a song and you kind of work on that? What's the go?
Definitely starts with the riff. It usually just starts with a collection of riffs. So Tim and Frank and Quinny will experiment with riffs and arrangements of riffs, and then when they've sort of got something that resembles a song in terms of riff arrangement, they will send it on to me, and then I'll start having a hit on the drums and see what I come up with, and then I'll come up with the skeleton for a drum track, and then we kind of just get together, and then it never ends up sounding like what it first sounded like. It always changes, but basically we do a bit of it on our own, but the majority of it happens together in the band room, I would say, or the major changes in the songs,
Yeah. Okay.
And then Tim will write his lyrics. But I mean, everyone kind of does their own thing, but then we will also, but we come together in the room, and then we nut it out. We change things up. It
happens in the room.
It's a really great band to play in, man. Everyone's sort of got, we're all in it together, but everyone's sort of got that room for expression, creative freedom, as well. So, which is cool.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Quinny? You agree with that?
Absolutely, yeah. I think the magic really does happen in the when we're in the room together. Tim or Frank will bring a riff in. We'll sort of work on it from there. But we can just feel it when we're vibing, and it's definitely when we're all locked in a room together and we've been in there for a couple of hours, and yeah.
Yep.
Cool. And so with the recording this time around, was there a different process or anything from the first EP? Are you using, I don't know, different software or something like that? How'd you go about it?
I'm just the drummer, so it's probably a Quinny question.
Okay, yeah.
We worked with Chris from Orpheus, who did an incredible job with tracking, pre-production and everything like that, which was really good. I believe I obviously wasn't with the band before the other releases, but we used Tom Cadden from Violent Sound this time around, who did a phenomenal job. We were really looking for something a little more modern in the metal side of things in terms of production quality. These days everything is so overproduced, but I don't think necessarily, on the flip side of it, a lot of stuff is still underproduced. So we had to find that perfect balance of just that modern metal sound, which I think which Tom has captured incredibly well. I think he's done a really, really good job. So working with him was really good. He was able to put up with Tim and I being really, really picky on exactly what we wanted. So shout out Tom. But yeah, just going with the new mastering side of things, I think has been good. It's been interesting. But yeah, we really wanted a sort of modern metal sound, which I think we've accomplished pretty well. So yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Sure.
So the 6-track EP comes out August 12th. Have you played any of these shows live yet?
Any of these songs live?
Yeah.
We've only played one of these songs live, so basically no.
And that was almost 2.5 years ago now. So yeah.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
But I will say that song was well received, so I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of the EP is received.
Yeah. I can imagine the the title track with that whole kind of chanty ending and everything. I imagine that going down well with the crowd.
Yep.
That's cool.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So what's
we've had the past? Yep. Go.
no? You go, mate. Sorry.
I was just saying, look, we've had the last 2 years to sit on these tracks, so we're pretty keen to get back, start playing these shows, getting all these songs out to everybody. I think we've had it recorded for almost over a year now, so
Yeah,
it's been a long time coming.
Well, yeah, with COVID, we had it like half recorded for like over a year, and it was just really an itch that needed to be scratched. Like, it was like, we got to finish this fucking thing, like, ASAP.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Cool. So in the meantime, what's the plan? Are you guys like you've been writing any other stuff, or kind of what's the future of Primitive look like?
We haven't been writing, although I think we are all keen to get writing again. The main thing is now, like, we're just the focus is now, and has been for a while, just getting this EP out, doing all the promotion and playing the shows, man. That's really the focus for now. Like, I mean, yeah, one thing at a time, but we'll definitely get writing again. I definitely, I always want to have something that I'm working on, as a musician. It's just something that keeps bringing me back to my instrument, and I'm sure the other boys are the same. But yeah, so for the moment, it's just this EP, just get this thing out.
Yeah, fair enough, man. Yeah, cool. All right, and then I suppose shows coming up and stuff, on the back of the EP,
Yeah, we've got some stuff sort of in the works. Nothing we can really sort of announce yet, so to speak. We've got to be a little careful with that, but everything's in the works. I'm not back in Australia until mid-August anyway, so it's obviously fallen at a perfect time as well. So once I'm back, September, we'll be hitting the ground running pretty hard.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, fingers crossed you make it to WA, guys.
I'd love to.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, look, Quinny, Barnsey, thanks heaps for your time. Everyone watching, the links are below. Check this stuff out. It's a good sound, And thanks heaps for your time, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks so much.
Absolutely, legend, mate.
Beautiful. Cheers, man. Have a good one.
Recite the holy scriptures once for time.